Chosen one, hear me with your spirit open, because heaven has not led you here by coincidence. You are standing in a divine appointment, a moment written long before your steps ever touched this earth. The timing of this message is perfect because you are standing at the edge of a supernatural breakthrough, a shift so profound that your life will not look the same on the other side of it. The Lord has been stirring the atmosphere around you, positioning you for sudden elevation, divine wealth transfer, and a transformation that only the anointed can carry. This is your moment of awakening, your crossing point, your summons into alignment. As it is written in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, the appointed time will surely come, and it will not delay, and chosen one, that time is now. Heaven is leaning toward you. Angels are standing at attention. The spiritual realm has already recognized that you are on the brink of a marked season. These coming days hold weight, they hold instruction, they hold opportunity, and they hold consequences for those who are not spiritually awake. Let your heart be still and your spirit be sensitive. You were brought here because heaven is preparing you for what it is about to release. Chosen one, hear this with the deepest part of your spirit, because what you are stepping into is not normal time. This is kairos time. This is the moment when heaven bends toward earth and destiny begins to rearrange itself around your obedience. I need you to feel the weight of this truth. You are not listening as a stranger. You are listening as one whose name has been written into a sealed scroll, one whose assignment has already been recorded in the archives of heaven. And now the scroll is stirring. Now the timing is shifting. Now the codes that have slept within you are beginning to awaken. These days ahead are not random days on a calendar. They are spiritual intersections where the unseen meets the seen, and where what was once delayed begins to accelerate at a pace your mind cannot match. Chosen one. This is the moment heaven has been preparing you for years, even in seasons you did not understand. There are times in life when you sense something moving even before you see it. You feel a pressure in the unseen, like the air changes, like your spirit becomes more alert, like you can sense something approaching even if you cannot name it yet. I felt this many times in my own life. Moments where everything around me looked ordinary, but something inside me felt activated. I could not explain it to friends. I could not point to anything physical. Yet I knew God was repositioning something. I knew a hidden instruction was being released. And every time that feeling came, it was followed by a shift. Sometimes small, sometimes overwhelming, but always divine. That same inner alert is what is being stirred in you right now. Chosen one. Heaven is not speaking to alarm you. Heaven is speaking to align you. There is a difference. This message is not a forecast of dread. It is a prophetic announcement that you have entered a window of becoming a window where destiny is no longer waiting for you to catch up a window, where the spiritual realm is now requiring your participation. The days of drifting are over. The days of passivity are over. The days of hoping something will eventually happen are over. This is the moment when you step out of waiting and step into walking. This is the moment when heaven says move. This is the moment when you feel that fire in your bones and you know something is being unlocked. There is a stirring in the heavens right now. You may feel it as restlessness. You may feel it as clarity. You may feel it as urgency. But make no mistake, it is heaven moving. When heaven stirs, earth responds. When heaven speaks, destiny shifts. When heaven marks a moment, nothing remains the same. These upcoming days are not just dates. They are spiritual markers. They are points of activation. They are moments that carry instructions, alignment, and access. I know what it feels like when God begins to pull your spirit forward. It feels like you are being summoned. It feels like something inside you is rising to attention. It feels like the inner compass of your soul is turning in a new direction, even if you cannot yet see the path. That feeling is not imagination. It is invitation. Chosen one. I want to speak to you not just as a messenger of revelation, but as someone who has walked through seasons of divine timing myself. There were moments when God shifted my life so suddenly that I had no time to prepare in the natural. I had to be ready in the spirit. I remember nights when I felt compelled to pray without knowing why. Days when a quiet voice inside urged me to fast or stay alert, even when everything around me seemed calm. And then, without warning, the shift came. Doors opened that I had not knocked on. People appeared who carried answers to questions I had not asked. Provision flowed in ways that made no sense. It taught me something precious. Heaven always prepares you before it reveals you. The preparation always comes before the manifestation. And that is the same preparation taking place inside you right now. This is a window of divine realignment. A window where your steps must match the rhythm of heaven. A window where the next instructions for your life will not come through logic, but through sensitivity. You cannot approach this season casually. You cannot walk into these days distracted. You cannot allow your mind to wander into fear or confusion. You must be anchored. You must be still enough to hear. You must be surrendered enough to follow. This is the kind of timing the prophet spoke of in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, when he said that the appointed time will come and it will not delay. Chosen one, the appointed time for you is drawing near. These days are carrying answers that have been held for you. They carry clarity for questions you have wrestled with. They carry the next step for your assignment. They carry the unlocking of doors that have resisted you. That is why heaven is speaking so loudly. That is why your spirit feels stirred. The scroll of your destiny is being unsealed. The timing of your life is being activated. Your next chapter is not waiting in the distance. It is already unfolding. Chosen one, pause here. Feel the weight of this moment. What is awakening in you is real. What is being stirred in you is divine, and what is approaching you is bigger than anything you have walked through before. Chosen one, as you continue moving deeper into this divine moment, you must understand that heaven does not summon you without purpose. When a season begins to shift the spirit inside, you will always feel it before your eyes can see it. There is a tension that rises, not the tension of anxiety, but the tension of awakening. You may have noticed that your thoughts have been sharper, your nights more restless, your senses more heightened. Things that once felt ordinary now feel spiritually charged. People you once interacted with casually now feel distant, as if your spirit is withdrawing from old frequencies because it is being tuned to something higher. This is not confusion. This is spiritual calibration. Heaven is aligning you for what is coming. I remember seasons in my own life where everything familiar began to feel foreign. Nothing was technically wrong, yet something within me whispered that the landscape of my life was about to change. I couldn't explain it to anyone around me because it made no sense on paper. But my spirit recognized what my mind could not articulate. It felt like God was pulling me into a quieter place, as if He needed to remove the external noise so I could hear the internal instructions. At that time, I didn't fully realize that a divine moment was approaching. I only knew that I could not afford to ignore the stirring inside me. And every time I followed that inner nudge, the shift that came afterward confirmed why my spirit had been so restless. Chosen one, you are in that same place now. There is a quiet insistence rising within you, a sense of anticipation that makes no logical sense but spiritually feels undeniable. This is heaven drawing you into position. You are not being warned, you are being prepared. The days ahead are not casual, they are charged with destiny. When heaven marks a window of time, you must treat every moment with intentionality. These days leading up to July 14th, 15th and 16th are not simply days to observe. They are days to align, days to tune your heart, days to listen more closely than you ever have. Something is shifting in the unseen realm. You may feel it as an unusual heaviness at times, or as an unexpected wave of clarity. You may find yourself withdrawing from unnecessary conversations, feeling less attached to distractions, or sensing a deeper desire for stillness. This is not isolation. This is consecration. Heaven is separating you from noise that could interfere with your ability to hear. When God prepares a chosen one for a marked moment, He often quiets everything else around them. And chosen one, if the world around you has felt unusually quiet lately, understand that this is heaven making room for revelation. There are assignments that can only be birthed in silence. There are instructions that can only be heard when the soul becomes still. You may have been wondering why certain relationships have felt strained, why certain routines no longer satisfy you, why certain environments suddenly feel spiritually uncomfortable. It is because heaven is repositioning your spirit. Your destiny is calling you into a new landscape, and the comfort of familiarity cannot accompany you there. You are being drawn upward, not outward. You are being summoned inward, not surrounded by noise. This is the moment when the hidden scroll of your life begins to open. Your prophecy, long sealed, long protected, long held in waiting, is beginning to unfurl. You may not see the full picture yet, but your spirit recognizes the handwriting. Something within you knows that heaven is moving pieces that were stagnant, unlocking paths that were blocked, awakening capacities you didn't even know were inside you. Chosen one. This is not the ordinary movement of God. This is the movement reserved for marked seasons. I have walked through moments where God revealed things to me in pieces, through dreams, through unexpected conversations, through inner impressions that made little sense at the time. Only later did I realize He had been giving me spiritual breadcrumbs, not to confuse me, but to prepare me. I believe you are experiencing the same thing now. A dream you had recently was not random. A conversation that lingered in your mind was not accidental. A moment of sudden clarity was not coincidence. Heaven is dropping fragments of revelation, preparing your spirit for the full unveiling that is coming in the appointed days. As you continue moving forward, pay attention to the whispers of your spirit. They carry more truth than the noise of your thoughts. When a divine moment approaches, internal sensitivity becomes your greatest protection. You are not being asked to understand everything. You are being asked to stay awake. Heaven does not need you to predict the future. Heaven needs you to be present enough to receive instruction when the moment arrives. Chosen one, the preparation is already happening, the alignment is already underway, and the shift that heaven has scheduled for you is closer than you realize. Chosen one, as you transition into this next phase of revelation, understand that destiny never arrives unannounced. It whispers before it speaks. It stirs before it manifests. It taps your spirit before it touches your circumstances. You may have felt the subtle pull, an inner leaning, a shift in focus, a sudden seriousness in your soul. This is because heaven is drawing near. These next days are not merely significant. They are spiritually encoded, and your spirit knows it. Even if your mind cannot fully comprehend what is coming, something deep inside you recognizes that you are standing on holy ground. I have lived through seasons where heaven began moving before I saw a single change externally. The first sign was always internal, a sudden clarity that replaced my previous confusion, a discomfort with things that once felt normal, a desire for solitude that I could not explain. At first, I wondered why I felt so disconnected from what used to feel familiar. But eventually, I realized what was happening. God was removing the old frequency from my spirit, so I could detect the new one He was releasing. Chosen one, that is what is happening inside you right now. The upcoming days are not simply important, they are spiritually catalytic. These 3 days carry the weight of your future, the unlocking of your next level, and the unveiling of what has been hidden behind the veil of timing. When heaven marks days, it is because movement has already begun in realms you cannot see. Angels are repositioning. Assignments are being released. The divine pen is writing faster than you can process. And your spirit is responding to what your eyes cannot yet witness. This is why you may feel more alert, more sensitive, or more aware. Your internal atmosphere is adjusting to heaven's frequency. And chosen one sensitivity in this season is not weakness, it is equipment. God sharpens the spirits of His anointed ones before He shifts their destiny. He heightens their awareness before He releases new instructions. He prepares their ears before He unveils new pages of their scroll. You are not becoming emotional, you are becoming activated. I know what it feels like when heaven begins to gather around a moment. Suddenly, things that used to distract you lose their appeal. You find yourself longing for quiet. You feel that God is closer than usual. You sense that something is being orchestrated, even if you cannot articulate what it is. It feels like the air around you is thick with purpose. You walk into a room and your spirit tenses, not in fear, but in discernment. People speak, and you hear the layers behind their words. You look at your life, and you know instinctively that something is shifting beneath the surface. Chosen one. This is not imagination. This is what it feels like when destiny begins to rewrite your timeline. These 3 days will not only mark a shift in your circumstances, they will reveal a shift in you. Your perception will sharpen, your faith will deepen, your clarity will intensify. You will see what you previously overlooked. You will recognize what you once tolerated. You will outgrow what once held you. This is not just a change of season. This is a change of identity. Heaven is not merely adjusting your path. Heaven is adjusting your posture. As you move toward these appointed days, do not be surprised if emotional tides rise. Old wounds may resurface. Old patterns may confront you. Old fears may whisper again. This is because the enemy always tries to distract a chosen one in the days before elevation. But understand this deeply, resistance is the final confirmation that breakthrough is near. Pressure precedes promotion. Turbulence precedes transition. The enemy cannot stop what heaven has written, but he will attempt to distract what he cannot destroy. Do not fall for it. Stay anchored. I've learned through my own journey that every major God-ordained shift is preceded by a moment of spiritual intensity, not chaos intensity, a sense of divine seriousness. A call to tighten your focus, protect your spirit, and listen with deeper intention. And every time I honored that feeling, the reward was greater clarity, greater alignment, and greater acceleration. Chosen one, heaven is asking the same of you. What is coming in these days is not small. It is not symbolic. It is not metaphor. It is manifestation. These days will open doors you thought were sealed, release answers you thought were denied, and ignite gifts you didn't realize were ready. You are standing in front of a divine unveiling. The scroll of your destiny is opening line by line, instruction by instruction, revelation by revelation. Chosen one, breathe. You are closer to your turning point than you have ever been in your life. And heaven is preparing you moment by moment, breath by breath, for what is about to unfold. Chosen one, as you continue walking through this unfolding revelation, you must understand that nothing about your journey up to this moment has been wasted. Every delay, every detour, every silent season, every storm that felt senseless was actually shaping you into someone who could stand in the weight of what heaven is now releasing. Sometimes the preparation is hidden because the assignment is heavy. Sometimes the pruning is painful because the harvest is large. Sometimes the testing is relentless because the territory waiting for you is sacred. And sometimes the loneliness is deep because the calling on your life is even deeper. You have felt all of this, chosen one, and none of it has been accidental. There were moments when you questioned why God didn't intervene sooner. You wondered why certain doors stayed closed while others opened for people around you with less integrity, less faith, and less preparation. You wrestled with the idea that maybe you were missing something, or that maybe you weren't chosen after all. But the truth is, you were being refined in ways you could not see. The timing of your life was being woven into a design beyond human understanding. Heaven was not ignoring you, heaven was orchestrating you. You were not overlooked, you were being reserved. You were not forgotten, you were being prepared for a moment that could only come after deep shaping. I have walked through seasons like that, seasons where God's silence felt louder than His words, where His timing felt too slow for my expectations, where His pruning felt too sharp for my heart. But every time without fail, when the appointed moment arrived, I understood why He took His time. I understood why He removed certain people. I understood why He closed certain paths. I understood why He shielded me from what I thought I wanted. And I understood why He held me back until my spirit was strong enough to carry the weight of my assignment. Chosen one, the same divine logic is shaping your story. As you approach these marked days, your spirit is sensing the magnitude of what is coming, and that is why you have felt more aware of your own inner landscape. Old emotions rising and falling, old beliefs being challenged, old patterns coming to the surface, not because you're regressing, but because heaven is clearing the final layers that cannot follow you into the next dimension of your calling. Your soul knows that something is approaching something that requires you to be lighter, clearer, more surrendered, more aligned. Heaven is not simply preparing the blessing, heaven is preparing the vessel you. The truth is, when God prepares a chosen one for a kairos moment, He does not begin with circumstances. He begins with the heart. He begins with your posture. He begins with your willingness to be led. These upcoming days are not about external signs alone, they are about internal readiness. Your destiny is not unlocked by accidents, it is unlocked by alignment. And alignment is exactly what your spirit is moving toward right now. You may have noticed that the things that once distracted you no longer hold your attention. Conversations that used to entertain you now feel empty. Environments that once energized you now drain you. This is because your spirit is detaching from the old frequency. You cannot step into elevated timing while holding on to outdated energy. Heaven is removing the noise so you can hear the whisper. Heaven is quieting the distractions so you can see the patterns. Heaven is shifting your internal compass so you can recognize divine instructions when they arrive in these appointed days. There is also a reason why you've been sensing changes in your relationships. Some people have pulled away, others have grown strangely distant. Some connections that once felt effortless now feel heavy. Some individuals who were central in your life suddenly seem peripheral or chosen one. This is not emotional instability. This is spiritual repositioning. Heaven is editing your environment. The next phase of your calling cannot be carried with everyone from the previous chapter. There are conversations that would cloud your clarity energies, that would slow your momentum and presences, that would interfere with your discernment. Heaven is not punishing you through separation. Heaven is protecting you through separation. As these days approach, you may also notice a deepened hunger for truth, clarity, and purpose. Your spirit is reaching for something more precise, more meaningful, more aligned. You are beginning to feel the difference between what is temporary and what is eternal. You are beginning to sense which voices carry truth and which voices carry noise. You are beginning to crave alignment more than comfort direction, more than distraction and destiny, more than familiarity. This is heaven's fingerprint upon your soul. These 3 days will serve as an activation point. They are not simply days of instruction or revelation. They are days of transformation. They will shift the terrain beneath your spirit. They will recalibrate your internal compass. They will illuminate the path ahead with clarity you didn't know you needed. Destiny requires moments like this, moments where heaven opens a portal of timing and invites you to walk through it, fully awake. Chosen one, as the atmosphere thickens with purpose, let your heart lean into this truth. Nothing that is being asked of you is beyond your capacity. Heaven is not calling you into something you cannot carry. Heaven is calling you into something you were born to carry. And the closer you get to these appointed days, the more your spirit will recognize that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Chosen one. As we step further into the unfolding of this prophetic moment, I want you to understand something deeply personal. The reason you feel this intensity is because heaven is preparing to trust you with something weighty. There are seasons when God reveals things to the collective, and there are seasons when He reveals things only to the remnant, the anointed few, the ones whose spirits have been trained in the dark and refined through silent battles. You are among those few. Your life has not been a series of random experiences. Your wounds have not been without purpose. Your delays have not been without design. Heaven has been shaping you into someone who can handle revelation without collapsing responsibility, without boasting and elevation, without losing humility. These 3 days ahead carry a spiritual charge that cannot be overstated. They are days where heaven will measure your readiness, days where divine timing will intersect with earthly obedience, days where the scroll of your destiny will begin to unroll in ways you have not yet imagined. You may have felt an inward trembling, a mixture of excitement and sobriety. This is not fear. This is your spirit recognizing that something holy is approaching. When heaven prepares to unlock a sealed instruction, your inner world will always feel the tremor before the opening. I remember moments in my own life where I felt a similar inner trembling. Times when I could not explain why my spirit felt heavier, deeper, more alert. I didn't know then that I was standing on the edge of a divine revelation. I only knew that something inside me was pulling me into prayer, into silence, into reflection. And when the revelation finally came, everything made sense. I realized that heaven will never drop a destiny-shifting word into a casual spirit. It will always prepare the heart first. It will cleanse, refine, elevate, and awaken before it reveals. Chosen one. That same preparation is happening inside you now. Over the next days, your discernment will sharpen. You will begin to sense things before they happen. You will find yourself recognizing divine clues in places you once overlooked. Conversations will carry hidden meaning. Dreams will feel more vivid. Impressions will feel more authoritative. You will feel nudges, subtle, gentle, but unmistakable, guiding you to pray, guiding you to hold back, guiding you to speak, guiding you to listen. These are signs that heaven is aligning your spirit with its frequency. The veil is thinning and your sensitivity is becoming a key. Chosen. One, understand that the enemy always becomes restless when heaven's timing draws near. This is why the days leading to activation often carry a strange spiritual heaviness. Not all heaviness is warfare. Some heaviness is glory. Some heaviness is the weight of revelation approaching. Some heaviness is the atmosphere shifting dimensions. Do not misinterpret spiritual intensity as spiritual attack. Sometimes the trembling you feel is not the enemy's resistance, but heaven's footsteps. There is a releasing taking place in the unseen realm. The same way a seed pushes against the soil before breaking into light, your spirit is pushing through the final layers before breakthrough. Pressure is the sign of emergence. And the fact that you have felt this inner pressure means you are closer to manifestation than you have ever been. The old version of you is shedding piece by piece, belief by belief, boundary by boundary. A new authority is rising within you. You are being positioned to walk in revelation that once felt beyond your reach. During these appointed days, heaven will not simply speak to you, it will reveal you to yourself. You will begin to see how every painful moment was preparation. You will begin to see why God withheld certain things. You will understand why He said not yet when you begged Him for now. You will gain insight into battles that once confused you. A divine pattern will emerge from what you once saw as scattered events. Destiny always makes more sense in hindsight, but revelation allows you to see it in real time. Chosen one. These 3 days will act as a spiritual mirror. They will show you what has been hidden beneath your survival. They will illuminate the strength you forgot you had. They will expose the clarity you didn't know belonged to you. They will awaken the identity that heaven has been calling forth. When you emerge from these days, you will not think the same, speak the same, walk the same, or perceive the same. Heaven is not giving you a moment. Heaven is giving you a mantle. And as you prepare to step into this window of activation, remember this: you are not entering these days alone. Heaven is leaning over your life. Angels are moving into position. The Spirit is hovering with intention, and everything you need for this moment is already within you. Or chosen one. As you continue your journey into this sacred window of timing, you must understand that heaven never calls you into a moment without also calling you out of something. Every divine invitation carries a divine separation. You may feel it already, the gentle peeling away of old patterns, the quiet distancing from familiar conversations, the subtle discomfort with things that once brought you ease. These are not emotional fluctuations, these are spiritual signals. Your spirit is outgrowing rooms your flesh remained comfortable in. Your destiny is rejecting attachments that can no longer walk with you into higher revelation. Heaven is pruning the noise around you because what is approaching requires clarity that distraction cannot coexist with. There is a kind of spiritual maturity that only emerges when you allow yourself to detach from what no longer resonates with your becoming. You have likely noticed that certain desires have fallen silent, certain distractions have lost their shine, and certain habits no longer satisfy the deeper hunger rising within you. This is because heaven is stripping away everything that would dilute the purity of what will be revealed in the appointed days ahead. When God prepares to pour new wine, he must first empty the old vessels. And, chosen one, you are being emptied in the most sacred way, emptied of fear, emptied of doubt, emptied of expectations that were too small for the magnitude of your calling. I know this feeling intimately. There were seasons in my own life where I felt like I was being pulled into a place of inner refinement I did not ask for. I lost interest in conversations that used to entertain me. Environments that once felt familiar suddenly felt spiritually suffocating. People I cared about started drifting away without conflict, without reason, without clarity. And for a while I thought I was losing everything, but later I realized heaven was protecting my spiritual bandwidth. God was guarding my capacity because revelation requires space and destiny cannot bloom in crowded soil. When the shift finally came, I understood why he removed so much before he released so much. Chosen one, you are in that exact season right now. As the appointed days draw near, the spiritual realm becomes more sensitive to your posture. Heaven responds quickly to surrender obedience and expectation during kairos timing. This is why you may feel a stronger pull toward prayer, a deeper longing for stillness, a heightened awareness of God's presence around you. These are signs that your spirit is entering divine synchronization. When heaven prepares to release a scroll, your inner world becomes a sanctuary. You begin to feel as though every breath, every moment of silence, every inward glance holds a message waiting to be heard. You are not imagining this. You are being prepared, chosen one. The scroll of your destiny is not just a poetic symbol, it is a spiritual blueprint containing every assignment, every breakthrough, every divine connection, every door that will open and every door that must close. And these days ahead carry the energy of unsealing. Something long hidden is ready to be revealed. Something long dormant is about to activate. Something long delayed is now being thrust into motion. When the timing of heaven collides with the alignment of your spirit, manifestation becomes unavoidable. You cannot pray it away. You cannot run from it. You cannot resist it. You can only step into it. As these days approach, you may experience moments of deep introspection. You may find yourself reflecting on old chapters, wounds, decisions, victories, and failures. This is not regression. It is integration. Heaven is helping you gather the wisdom of the past so you can carry it properly into the future. You are not being asked to relive old pain. You are being asked to release it. You are not being asked to revisit mistakes. You are being asked to reclaim the lessons hidden within them. Everything you've lived through is becoming fuel for what heaven is about to unlock. In these moments of reflection, you may feel waves of gratitude mixed with grief. Gratitude for the strength you've gained. Grief for the version of you that had to die to make room for who you are becoming. Do not resist these emotions. They are part of the unfolding. A chosen one is not shaped by comfort, but by consecration. And what you are walking through right now is pure consecration, deep, personal, holy, transformative. The coming days will bring clarity you didn't know you needed. They will illuminate desires you didn't know you carried. They will reveal instructions you didn't know were waiting. They will also expose attachments, habits, and beliefs that must end. But do not fear the exposure. Heaven does not reveal to shame you. Heaven reveals to free you. These days will serve as mirrors to your spirit, showing you the truth of who you are and the truth of who you must become. Chosen one, you are moving toward a moment that will define the trajectory of your destiny. Do not shrink back. Do not hesitate. Do not overthink. Heaven has chosen you for this timing, and timing has chosen you for this revelation. Let your heart lean into it. Let your spirit stretch into it. Let your entire being prepare to receive what has been written with your name on it from the beginning of time. Chosen one, as you continue forward in this sacred convergence, I need you to understand the magnitude of what you are approaching. There are moments in a person's life that look ordinary on the surface, but hold eternal weight beneath. These appointed days are exactly that days where the veil becomes thinner, the spirit becomes sharper, and destiny becomes louder. You may feel like something invisible is gathering around you, something both familiar and unknown. This is the presence of divine orchestration. Heaven is arranging the spiritual landscape around your life so that when the moment arrives, nothing can stop what has been written, sealed, and preserved for you. You might find yourself becoming more sensitive, not just emotionally, but spiritually. Sounds feel sharper. Moments feel heavier. Conversations feel deeper. Your intuition is no longer a whisper, it is becoming a voice. And this shift is not random. Heaven is awakening the prophetic dimension inside you. You are beginning to see beyond the surface, to perceive beyond logic, to sense beyond human reasoning. The awakening inside you is not a psychological reaction, it is spiritual initiation. You are being positioned as one who can read the times and discern the movements of heaven. I have walked through seasons where the spiritual sensitivity in me intensified without warning. At first, I thought something was wrong, but over time I learned that heightened awareness is the precursor to heightened revelation. It means heaven is bringing you closer. It means instructions are coming. It means the unseen realm is preparing to manifest something into the natural. Chosen one. The same is happening in you. You are feeling what heaven feels. You are sensing what angels sense. You are leaning into the divine current that is pulling everything into place. These appointed days ahead carry prophetic codes, hidden keys, and spiritual signatures that are meant for you and only you. No one else has your scroll. No one else has your assignment. No one else has your blueprint. This is why your path has looked different, why your battles have been unusual, why your victories have been quiet, and why your spirit has always felt slightly out of place in the ordinary world. You were not built for ordinary seasons. You were designed for appointed ones. As the days approach, you may also notice an emotional intensity rising within you. You might feel waves of energy move through you, sometimes peace, sometimes heaviness, sometimes an unexplainable fire. These are not mood shifts. These are spiritual contractions. Your destiny is pushing against the walls of your present reality, signaling that something is about to be birthed. Heaven is not only preparing the environment around you, heaven is preparing your inner world for expansion. When a scroll opens, the spirit stretches. When destiny activates, the heart awakens. Chosen one, Do not be surprised if you begin remembering things you thought you'd forgotten, old dreams, childhood impressions, prophetic moments from years ago. Heaven is bringing these memories to the surface because they were not random, they were clues. Pieces of your identity and purpose have been scattered throughout your journey, and now heaven is gathering them into alignment. What once felt fragmented will begin to make sense. You will see how every part of your life has been woven into a perfect pattern, a pattern that now leads to this moment. There may also be a sense of urgency rising within you, not anxiety, but clarity. A feeling that you can no longer procrastinate on the things God has whispered for years. A sense that certain actions must be taken, certain commitments must be made, certain distractions must be dropped. This urgency is not self-generated, it is heaven-generated. When timing accelerates, obedience must accelerate as well. Heaven is calling you into alignment, and alignment is your doorway into revelation. I want to share something from my own journey. There were moments when I felt heaven pulling me to act, moments when I sensed that waiting any longer would cost me something significant. I didn't always understand what was at stake, but I obeyed because my spirit felt the pull. And each time I obeyed, revelation followed. Breakthrough followed. Elevation followed. Chosen one. Whatever heaven is nudging you to do in these days, do not hesitate. There is more at stake than you realize. These appointed days are not simply about receiving revelation, they are about becoming revelation. Heaven is not merely giving you insight, heaven is awakening your identity. The version of you that will emerge from this window of time will be more aligned, more awakened, more spiritually attuned than ever before. You will feel a new authority rising within you. You will sense a deeper clarity guiding your decisions. You will recognize divine timing with greater ease, and the assignments that once felt overwhelming will now feel natural, even inevitable. Chosen one. You are stepping into a moment where heaven's voice will echo louder than the world's noise. A moment where the presence of God will feel closer than your own breath. A moment where destiny will no longer be a concept, but a living reality. The scroll is opening, the codes are activating, the timing is aligning, and everything in your life is moving toward revelation. Chosen one, as you feel yourself being drawn even deeper into this unfolding revelation, understand that these days ahead are not simply moments on a calendar, but spiritual gateways. You are being ushered into a corridor of divine timing where every step, every thought, every whisper of your spirit carries weight. You may already feel the intensity rising within you, that inner tug that tells you your life is standing on the edge of something irreversible. It is not fear, it is recognition. Your spirit knows these appointed days are not ordinary, and heaven knows you are ready for what will be revealed. You might notice that your spirit has been unusually sensitive lately. Small things move you deeply. Old memories return with new meaning. Random phrases seem to echo louder than before. This is because heaven is tuning your internal frequency. You're beginning to hear beyond words, see beyond sight, and discern beyond logic. The spiritual is becoming more real to you than the physical. And this shift, chosen one, is intentional. Heaven sharpens the senses of those who are called to carry revelation. Your sensitivity is not a burden. It is proof that the veil around you is thinning. There are moments in life when everything you've carried begins to press outward. Dreams you buried, prayers you whispered, desires you denied, wounds you ignored. When heaven prepares to reveal a new chapter, it often brings closure to old ones. You may feel old emotions rising unexpectedly or old attachments resurfacing briefly. Do not be alarmed. This is not regression. This is release. Heaven is making sure there is no residue left in your spirit when the new assignment arrives. You are being purified, not punished. I have lived through seasons like this, and I remember how confusing they felt. I could sense breakthrough approaching, but at the same time I felt confronted by old shadows I thought I had outgrown. Only later did I realize that heaven confronts what is unresolved, so it does not contaminate what is upcoming. You may feel like you are being stretched emotionally or spiritually, but that stretching is actually expansion. Heaven is enlarging your capacity because revelation requires room. Chosen one, you might also notice divine patterns forming around you. People you haven't spoken to in months suddenly reach out. Important conversations happen spontaneously. Small details align in ways that feel too intentional to be accidental. These are signs that the orchestration of heaven is surrounding your life. Nothing is random in this season. Every connection, every pause, every change in atmosphere carries a message. Pay attention to the subtle. Heaven often speaks in the whispers. The appointed days ahead will not simply shift your circumstances, they will shift you. Something within you is rising to attention, and part of you may feel nervous because you sense the magnitude of what is approaching. But understand this deeply. Heaven only reveals what you are ready to receive. If you feel the pressure, it is because you are prepared. If you feel the trembling, it is because you are aligned. If you feel the anticipation, it is because your spirit is standing at the entrance of revelation. As you continue approaching these days, allow yourself to grow silent on the inside. Not silent from fear, but silent from readiness. There is a kind of quiet that is not emptiness, but expectancy, a quiet that makes room for instruction. Heaven cannot fill a noisy spirit. These next days will require your whole attention, your whole heart, your whole willingness to surrender. Something inside you knows that after these days pass, nothing about your path will remain the same. Chosen one, breathe deeply as you read this. These days are not coming for you, they are coming to reveal you. Heaven is not only unveiling the path, heaven is unveiling the version of you that was written long before the world touched you, and what is rising is beautiful, powerful, and entirely divine. Chosen one, as you move into this next layer of revelation, feel the weight of what heaven is doing around you. These appointed days are not meant to intimidate you, they are meant to awaken you. You may feel a pulling inside your chest, a subtle trembling in your spirit, or a heightened sensitivity to your surroundings. All of this is evidence that your inner world is shifting into alignment with heaven's timing. You are not preparing for a moment, you are preparing to become a moment. There is something sacred about the way heaven prepares a chosen one for activation. It does not rush, it does not overwhelm, it whispers, it nudges. It stirs the depths of your being until your soul can no longer pretend to be asleep. You may have noticed moments recently when something simple, an image, a phrase, a dream, a stirring felt unusually profound. Heaven is speaking through the small because revelation often arrives wrapped in quietness. These 3 days ahead will bring illumination, but the illumination doesn't start on the day, it starts now. Heaven always begins unfolding revelation before it opens the door fully. You are already feeling the edges of it brushing against the atmosphere of what is coming. You may sense clarity rising in areas where confusion once suffocated you. You may sense direction pulling you toward decisions you once avoided. You may sense courage growing quietly inside you, courage that doesn't feel forced but feels inherited. These are signs that destiny is awakening. I want to share something from my own walk. Before every major God-ordained shift in my life, there was always a strange calm before the change. A calm that didn't match my situation. A calm that felt unnatural but holy. That same calm is walking with you now. You may not feel peaceful every second, but you feel guided. Something inside you knows that the fear that once controlled you no longer has the same grip. Something inside you knows you are stepping out of who you used to be. Chosen. 1. The revelation coming in these days is not only about where you are going, it is about who you are becoming. Your identity is being rewritten according to heaven's design. You are being lifted into a higher version of yourself, one that walks with more authority, more clarity, more groundedness in the Spirit. Heaven is not giving you new information. Heaven is awakening old truth. Truth written in your scroll, truth buried in your spirit, truth that has waited for the right moment to rise. As you approach these days, expect old fears to break their hold. Expect old anxiety to loosen its grip. Expect old limitations to feel foreign. When destiny approaches, bondage weakens. When timing aligns, confusion breaks. When heaven draws near, clarity becomes effortless. You will not have to force revelation. Revelation will find you. You may feel moments of heaviness or emotional release. Do not interpret this as spiritual attack. Sometimes heaven's glory feels like heaviness because your body's adjusting to the weight of what is being placed upon your spirit. Sometimes tears come not from sadness, but from the expansion of your soul. Sometimes silence surrounds you because heaven is speaking in a way deeper than words. Chosen. 1. Remember, this appointed time does not knock loudly, it opens quietly. And when you step into these days, you will feel that opening in your spirit first, before you see it in your life. The path before you is not forming, it is revealing. Destiny is not approaching, it is unfolding. Chosen one, as you step even deeper into this divine unfolding, you must recognize that these appointed days are not simply about receiving revelation, they are about repositioning you for the life you were always meant to live. There is a quiet but profound rearranging happening inside you and around you. You may feel as if everything familiar is shifting, as if the ground beneath your feet is loosening. Do not fear this movement. Destiny never arrives on stable ground. It always enters in seasons where you are required to walk by sensing, not by seeing. And right now, your spirit is sensing what your eyes cannot yet interpret. You might feel moments of unexpected confidence rising up inside you. Confidence that does not match your circumstances but matches your calling. This confidence is not self-made, it is heaven-breathed. When heaven prepares a chosen one for activation, it begins by strengthening the internal structure. You may feel more grounded than before, even in the midst of uncertainty. You may notice that your doubts no longer speak as loudly as they once did. You may sense that your fears have lost their authority over you. These are all signs that your spirit is becoming aligned with the frequency of destiny. There were seasons in my life when God began strengthening me internally long before anything external changed. I didn't know why I suddenly felt bolder. I didn't know why certain worries stopped affecting me. Only later did I understand that heaven prepares the vessel before it pours out the revelation. Chosen one. That same preparation is happening inside you. You are being infused with a quiet strength, a spiritual maturity, and a supernatural steadiness that you did not earn, yet heaven is giving it to you because your moment requires it. As these appointed days draw near, you may also notice that your discernment is becoming sharper. Situations you once tolerated now feel heavy, even wrong. People you once trusted now feel spiritually distant. Environments you once settled for now feel too small. This is not judgment, this is clarity. Your spirit is beginning to see beyond the surface. You are no longer guided by emotion, you are guided by alignment. Heaven is removing every veil that once clouded your perception so that you can walk into these 3 days with sight, not blindness. There is also a reason why your spirit feels both stretched and strengthened at the same time. Heaven is preparing you for decisions. During these days, you will not only receive clarity, you will receive direction. And direction always requires obedience. You will feel a pull to act, to shift, to release, to pursue. The divine instructions coming to you will not be vague. They will be precise. They will not be confusing. They will be confirming. Everything in your life has been leading you to these days where obedience becomes the bridge to your breakthrough. These days will also mark a turning point in your identity. You are not simply stepping into a new season, you are stepping into a new version of yourself. A version that walks with authority, not hesitation. A version that makes decisions without fear. A version that trusts heaven more than circumstances. A version that understands the weight of the scroll written for them. You will not emerge from these days as the same person. Something in you will shift permanently, and you will know it instantly. Chosen one. Heaven is not giving you new timing. It is revealing the timing that has always been written. There is no coincidence in the stirring you feel. Your spirit recognizes what your mind is still catching up to. Everything in your inner world is preparing to align with the external movement of heaven. And when alignment happens, manifestation follows. These days are not waiting for you. They are calling you. Do not hold back. Do not question whether you are worthy. Do not shrink from the weight of this moment. Heaven does not call the qualified. Heaven qualifies the called. And you, chosen one, have been called from the beginning, chosen one. As you enter the final stretch before these appointed days, there is something profound you must understand. Heaven is not preparing you for a single moment, but for a permanent elevation. These days will not simply pass, you will pass through them. And on the other side, you will be marked, refined, awakened, and positioned in a way that you have not experienced before. What you are approaching is not symbolic, it is transformational. Something deep within you is preparing to shift from surviving into stepping into your divine assignment with clarity and power. You may feel an unusual combination of peace and anticipation rising within you. It feels like a quiet storm, a calmness wrapped around intensity. This is the atmosphere of destiny. It is the calm that comes when heaven is holding its breath, waiting to reveal what has been stored for you. Do not mistake this quietness for stillness. The spiritual realm around you is moving with purpose. Angels are positioning. The spirit is hovering. The scroll of your life is trembling, ready to open, and your spirit knows it. As you approach these days, reflections from your past may resurface, not to haunt you, but to highlight how far you have come. Heaven often brings old memories forward, not to burden you, but to remind you of the battles you won, the storms you survived, the nights you endured, and the strength you gained. These reflections are evidence that you are not entering these days empty, you are entering equipped. Every lesson, every scar, every tear, every victory has prepared you to stand in the weight of what is coming. There may also be a strange clarity forming around things that once confused you. Situations that used to frustrate you suddenly make sense. Seasons that once felt meaningless now reveal their purpose. People who exited your life suddenly feel like necessary exits. and obstacles that once felt like punishment now look like protection. This is the gift of approaching divine timing. Heaven allows you to see the pattern that pain once concealed. You are beginning to understand the why behind the waiting. Chosen. One, these days ahead will also serve as a spiritual mirror revealing who you truly are, not the version shaped by fear, not the version shaped by trauma, but the version heaven intended. You will see your strength. You will see your resilience. You will see the calling written inside you. And you will see the grace that has carried you to this moment. You are not stepping into these days as a seeker, you are stepping into them as one who is being revealed. I have experienced moments like this in my own journey, moments where I stepped into a period of divine timing and felt my entire identity shift. Not because something dramatic happened externally, but because heaven opened something internally. Suddenly, I felt more certain of my purpose. I felt more grounded in my spirit. I felt more connected to God's voice. And I knew that whatever came next, I was ready because heaven had prepared me. Chosen one, you are standing in that same sacred preparation. As these days unfold, you may feel sudden urges to pray, to journal, to pause, to breathe, to release, or to worship. Follow these nudges. They are not random, they are instructions. Heaven often speaks through impulses that your mind might overlook. These impulses guide you into alignment, and alignment is the gateway to revelation. You may also feel a need to simplify your environment. Cleaning your space, organizing your surroundings, or removing clutter may suddenly feel urgent. This is because your spirit is preparing to receive something new. Revelation cannot rest in chaos. Heaven is inviting you to make room both physically and spiritually for what is coming. Chosen one, these 3 days will be the threshold. Once you pass through them, you will look back and say, "That was the moment everything shifted." You will feel it in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. You will know that heaven touched your life in a way that cannot be undone. You will know that destiny unfolded. You will know that timing was activated. Chosen one. As you arrive at this final movement of preparation before stepping into the appointed days, let your spirit absorb the truth that nothing about your arrival here has been accidental. Every prompting, every stirring, every moment of clarity, every spiritual whisper has been guiding you toward this very threshold. You are standing before a moment that heaven has woven into the fabric of your destiny long before you had the language to recognize it. And now, everything within you, your intuition, your sensitivity, your courage, your longing is rising to meet what heaven is about to release. These appointed days are not the end of something. They are the unveiling of everything that has been forming inside you. As you breathe in this moment, allow yourself to feel the weight of how different you already are compared to the version of yourself from even a few months ago. Something has unfolded quietly. Your spirit has expanded, your discernment has sharpened. Your patience has been refined. Your faith has become more mature. This growth didn't happen by accident. It happened because heaven has been preparing you for days where you will need to stand confidently in who you are, not who you used to be. You are not entering these days as a seeking soul, confused and uncertain. You are entering as an awakened one, ready to hold the revelation that will meet you. There is a unique stillness that comes when destiny is about to speak. You may feel that stillness now, a calmness that rests underneath the anticipation. This stillness is not emptiness, it is readiness. Your spirit is steadying itself because heaven is preparing to pour out something that requires inner stability. You may find yourself slowing down, naturally breathing deeper, speaking less, observing more. These are signs that your entire being is preparing to receive. Revelation flows most clearly into a surrendered heart, and surrender is exactly where heaven has been leading you. Chosen one. In the next days, the spiritual atmosphere around you will thicken with purpose. You may feel waves of energy, moments of sudden insight, or flashes of understanding that seem to come from nowhere. Do not dismiss these moments. When heaven prepares to open a scroll, it often releases fragments, first glimpses that prime your spirit for what will come in full. You may notice patterns, aligning confirmations appearing, or dreams intensifying. You may experience supernatural peace at unexpected times. All of these are reminders that you are walking inside a divine timetable. You are not early. You are not late. You are precisely aligned. If moments of doubt arise, do not fight them harshly. Doubt is simply the last attempt of an old mindset trying to survive in a new season. But your spirit already knows the truth. You are stepping into a moment that will redefine the landscape of your future. Let the doubt pass like a shadow. Do not let it anchor itself. Destiny does not require you to feel fearless. Destiny only requires you to remain open. Heaven does not ask you for perfection. Heaven asks you for attention. Be attentive to the instructions. Be attentive to the whispers. Be attentive to the peace that will guide you into the exact posture needed. As you cross into these appointed days, something profound will take place in your inner world. Your spirit will begin to recognize itself again, not the version shaped by survival, but the version shaped by divine design. You will feel your identity shifting from waiting to walking, from hoping to receiving, from praying to positioning. You will sense that you are not only moving with heaven, you are moving as heaven intends for you. There will be moments in the coming days where you feel an undeniable awareness that you are being watched over, protected, guided, and instructed. Pay attention to this. Heaven is closer than you think. During these days, you may experience a deep inner recalibration. Thoughts that once scattered you will settle. Emotions that once controlled you will quiet. Fears that once intimidated you will lose their grip. This is what alignment feels like. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is steady, gentle, and powerful. Like the turning of a page, like the shifting of a season, like the soft opening of a scroll. And as the scroll of your destiny opens, you will feel the truth of your calling rise inside you with a clarity you have been waiting for your entire life. Chosen one. When the revelation comes, whether it arrives through a whisper, a sign, a vision, a dream, a sudden knowing, or a moment of clarity, do not hesitate. Heaven is not giving you information. Heaven is giving you activation. Do not treat lightly what heaven releases heavily. What you hear in these days is not suggestion, it is instruction. What you feel in these days is not emotion, it is alignment. What you sense in these days is not coincidence, it is confirmation. Follow the guidance with reverence, obedience, and trust. As you walk through these appointed days, remember this one truth: heaven has already gone ahead of you. Angels have already prepared the path. The timing has already been sanctified. The revelation has already been written. Your spirit has already been awakened. Everything you need has already been given. You are not stepping into uncertainty. You are stepping into fulfillment. And when these days pass, you will look at your life and realize that something shifted permanently, profoundly, divinely. You will know it in your bones. You will feel it in your spirit. You will walk differently. You will speak differently. You will discern differently. You will carry revelation with a weight and confidence that only heaven can give. Chosen one, as you stand at the edge of these sacred days, feel this truth settle into your spirit. Your sealed prophecy is opening. Your hidden scroll is being revealed, and you are stepping into the exact kairos moment heaven wrote for you before time began. Nothing is random. Nothing is delayed. You are walking in divine timing, divine alignment, and divine appointment. May the fire of the Holy Spirit continue to awaken you, guide you, and anchor you as July 14th, 15th, and 16th draw near. May clarity rise, may revelation flow, and may every veil over your destiny be lifted. I speak blessing over your home, your mind, your steps, and your purpose. I declare that favor surrounds you, protection covers you, and heaven's instructions will reach you without confusion. Anointed one, remain faithful, stay aligned, and keep your spirit open for what is coming. Will confirm everything your soul has sensed. If this message spoke to your spirit, you may share it or leave a word below, not out of routine, but as an act of agreement with what heaven is doing in you. Go in strength, go in peace, go in prophetic awareness. Your moment is here.